Welcome back, artists. Today we are going to paint our clay mittens. We are going to be using temper cakes. These cakes are dry. So in order for these paints to work, you're going to have to add some water. The first color that you choose, you'll just get your brush full of water. So I'm just dipping it in the water. And I'm going to go with this purple kind. And I'm going to use the tip of my brush and I'm going to swirl it with the water on the temper cake. Now that my brush is full, if you look at it, you can see how the bristles are a different color. They're the color of the paint. And I am going to start by painting the back of my mitten. I am just going to do this all one color. I am using just the tip of the brush. We don't want the metal part of the brush touching the clay. That's going to actually make the bristles fall out of the brush. So if you are noticing while you're painting that there are bristles that are starting to fall off, you're going to want to use a little bit lighter pressure. I don't have a whole lot of paint left, and instead of pressing really hard on my brush, I'm not cleaning out my brush, I'm just getting more water. And then I'll go back and swirl some more and continue painting the back. Now that I'm all done with the back, you will also notice that this paint will dry rather quickly. The clay kind of soaks it right up. So now the next thing I want to do is the edge. I'm going to stick with the same color and I'm holding it on the edge and I'm just using the tip of the brush. And I'm going to go all the way around, making sure that there is no white showing. Now that I have the back and the sides done, I can work on the front. I'm going to use some of this purple, but I'm not going to just use the purple. I'm going to continue with the purple, and I'm going to very carefully go up to the line of my design, because when I cross the line I want to change color. So I'm going to have this whole bottom part be purple, and then the striped part is going to be a different color. Now when I go gently over the top of this, it doesn't go into my name. That is an artist's choice. Do you want your name to be this color, or do you want it to be a different color? I think I'm going to stick with this color. So to make sure that I get rid of all of those white spots, I need to make sure my brush is full. I'm going to use the very tip and go right in the letters. And all the white will go away. If you're missing some spots, you might want to just reload your brush and try again. Now as I painted over the polka dots that I had, they stayed white. I kind of like that. So as an artist, I can choose to leave those spots white if I want. Now I want to use a different color because I am crossing a line. So I need to clean out my brush thoroughly. So that means I'm going to tap my brush in the water gently. You can see how when I push it down, the bristles separate. Color comes out from in between those bristles. Now that I don't see any more color coming out, I am ready to go to a new color, and I'm going to use this green. Even though it doesn't have a circle, I can do the same thing to load my brush by just doing like a half a circle. Notice how it's just the bristle of my brush. The metal part is not touching. And now you can see how my bristles have turned green. So I'm going to use my tip of my brush to use that green on this stripe. And I am going very slow because I want to stay within those lines. That is going to help my stripe stand out. Again, I'm just using the tip. You can hardly see it bending as I paint. It almost looks like it's not even touching. Now my color is getting a little bit light, so I'm going to go back and try to get a little bit more color on my brush so that I can make this look a little more green. And once I've finished this section, I am going to be crossing another line, so I'm going to have to change my color again. If I wanted to do this stripe green too, I could keep going, and I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get some more water, load my brush, and I'm going to make this stripe green as well. Not only that one, but the one on the thumb. And I'm doing my best to stay in my lines. I am just using the tip. It is barely touching the clay. I'm ready to change my color. So I will clean up my brush one more time. And then I'm going to continue until I make all the white go away.